Let's now drill it down, talk about all of the domestic cues as well as some of the stocks that you should have on your radar today. We have Rima and Surbi joining us now with the trade setup. Guys, a very good morning to both of you. Rima, let me come to you first. We were just going through the global setup and looks like the handover has been a bit weak. So we could start off in the red, but take us through everything we should watch today.
Indeed. So U.S. markets have, ended with cuts of anywhere between 1 to 1.5%, with the tech-heavy Nasdaq leading the declines, and this has pushed Asian markets largely lower. The GIFT Nifty is also suggesting a start with a cut of close to about 50 to 60 points. As you rightly pointed out, the big focus is going to be on the central bank meetings. U.S. Fed decision will be out on Wednesday. Indian markets react on Thursday, but it's likely to be a no rate hike, no rate cut kind of a policy, so no volatility. If you go by the base case. The one to track closely will be the Bank of Japan meeting, and this is on Wednesday. This is on Friday, because recently the Japanese yields have gone up and the governor has sounded a bit hawkish. So are we going to see the end of the ultra loose monetary policy in Japan is something the street will be watching. For the Indian markets, we've been doing pretty well, right? Last week, we almost went to the 20,200 mark by close. Week to date, the benchmark indices were up 2%, but this morning, the star is going to be negative. The two worrying macro, points, crude still above $94 per barrel, while dollar index had gone up to levels of 105.4. From that level, it's eased to below 105, but still at pretty elevated levels. In terms of flows, we had the DIIs buying 1,938 crore in the cash market, while the FIs net bought 165 crores. But remember, the flows numbers have been impacted because of the FTSE rebalancing which took place on Friday. Back to you.
All right, Rima, thanks a lot for taking us through all of those cues. Let's also talk about the stocks that we should watch in today's trading session. We have Surbi here with that list. Surbi, today, I guess the biggest one would perhaps be Tata Steel.
Yeah, you're right. The biggest one is going to be Tata Steel. UK government has agreed on an investment proposal in the UK steel plant. The company is going to get a grant from the UK government of up to £500 million. Next is Bharat Electronics. The company has received multiple orders worth 3,000 crores. Out of the 3,000 crores, 2,100 crores order is from Cochin Shipyard alone. Dhanlakshmi Bank, an independent director, has resigned from the board, citing various issues including capital enhancement issues, whistleblower issues by the directors, and unethical code of conduct from the bank's business. Strides, the company has got a second drug approval, HIV drug approval from the US FDA in the last 2 days, so that will be on our radar. KIMS will be on our radar. Company makes further investment in Kondapur Healthcare. Now the total stake in Kondapur Healthcare is close to 29%. And lastly, Texmaco Rail and Engineering, the board has approved a fundraising of 1,000 crores via a QIP.
All right, Surbi, thanks a lot for that entire list of stocks. We're going to watch for all of these in today's trading session. Finally, let me hand it over to Nigel, who's looking at all of the cues on the futures and options side of things. Nigel, looks like, we could start a little bit on the back foot because the global handover has been a bit weak, but take us through what we should watch.
Well, that's right. Morning, Pavitra. That buy on dips thesis is going to be tested today. And the last week, after a while, we did see that the Nifty Bank was a relative outperformer in comparison to the Nifty. We haven't seen that in the last few weeks or so. So, the buy on dips thesis is going to be tested, and let's see how the Nifty Bank moves, because now it's on the verge of hitting those fresh all-time highs yet again. What do the FIs do? Well, the FIs, they added long positions, close to around 3,000 contracts is what they added. On the options side, well, they bought more calls than puts, close to around 1.9 lakh contracts is what they bought. And on the writing side, both, they wrote calls as well as puts. How do things shape up then? On the put side, you had the 20,200 put and the 20,100 put. Both of them were fairly active. And given that the 20,100 put was active and the premium was roughly around 50 rupees odd, you're looking at the near-term support of close to 20,050 or thereabouts. On the call side, the highest open interest comes in at around the 20,200 call. The premium out there is close to around 99 rupees. So the 20,300 mark, well, that becomes a bit of a resistance zone. So we need to keep an eye out on that mark. The GIFT Nifty suggesting we pull back close to 50-60 points. And I'll tell you what, the bulls will be hoping actually that in the first few minutes, we get an even sharper correction. Then it's a, risk reward could favor the bulls because the trend is up, though there are some risk factors. If you look at Brent, the US yields, as well as the dollar index, but the trend is up. So I think stick to that till the lower levels are broken. Back to you.
All right, Nigel, thanks a lot for taking us through all of those cues. With that, it is time for our first short break on the show. But like we told you, Tata Steel has announced a joint agreement with the UK government for investment in Port Talbot. We're going to get you all of the details on the other side. Stay tuned for this important story.